Anyway, speaking of rookie quarterbacks, let's go to a team that had a rookie quarterback last year and was the offensive rookie of the year. And for all of you Bears fans out there that lit us up in the comment section because we said that Caleb Williams was not the pick to choose at number one and that you should go Jayden Daniels, suck it, Bears. It sucks to suck. Jayden Daniels is clearly better than Caleb Williams. I like this kid, man. Here's my only hesitancy this year. We saw success with the rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback a few years ago in Houston with the Texans. With CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans a couple years back, they had great success. They made it into the playoffs. CJ Stroud, face of the franchise, great quarterback. Then they come into their next year, their second season together, and it wasn't all fairy tales and, happy endings as we saw last year. That is my only concern with this Jayden Daniels, Dan Quinn. I like Dan Quinn. I think he's a great head coach. I think that this team is definitely heading in the right direction. Washington Commanders are at a turning point right now. They got new ownership, they got new staff, they got new leadership, and now they have a new quarterback who can obviously take them to distance because seriously, no one saw them going into Detroit last year and beating the Lions in the divisional round, and they did. But where do you have them? I mean, they struggled in the run game last year. That was kind of their biggest weakness on defense. I feel like that they did fill some holes this offseason and in the draft. But how do you like the Washington Commanders?
Yeah, Daniels is great. Will he fall victim to the sophomore slump? We got a few guys. It's be interesting. One or two has to fall into the sophomore slump. I don't think it's him. He's got Scary Terry. He's got Noah Brown. They got Debo now. And Robinson and Eckler weren't very stellar in a sense of, Eckler ended up playing more than I thought he would, and Brian Robinson didn't hit 1,000 yards, and he's supposed to be their stud. And Eckler is more of a pass catcher now than anything. I mean, he only had a little over 300 yards rushing, and Robinson right at 800. But my still concern is their O-line. I think it's still a bottom quarter. I don't like it. I like they get the massive upgrade with Larry Tunsil. The problem is the rest. It's not that upgrade's going to tick them up and give them that left tackle that they've been looking for. But I still don't think it's enough when you're going against the Cowboys and the Eagles. And honestly, the Giants, that I don't know if they're ready to handle. These are three top defensive lines players.
Yeah.
These lead lines are really good.
They can eat.
Yeah, and they were really good against the pass last year. There's only two other teams that allowed less yards than they did. But the front end, I think got worse, in my opinion. Wagner's getting old. He's 35. They lose Jonathan Allen. They bring in Kinlaw, who's not as good as Allen. So I don't know how that's going to play when you're going against teams that they want to run the ball. And I don't know. I know they did really well last year. I don't know where Debo fits into this. Like, are they bringing him in? They're going to use him like 49ers Debo early? Are we looking at wide receiver Debo? Like, I don't know what they're going to do with him. So
I wasn't too impressed with the last couple of years in San Francisco with Debo. I'm really surprised that Brandon Ayuk didn't end up over there with all the rumors that were, circling around his name with the Washington Commanders because of their chemistry back in Arizona State when Jayden Daniels was at ASU with Brandon Ayuk in their college days before he went to LSU. The biggest thing with this team, though, is, I mean, you said it, their offensive line. Their offensive line definitely needs to bolster up. Dude, I would go out and I would get Sheriff. He's still available. I would sign him. He's an older guy, but the guy is solid, stays healthy, reliable. Go ahead and try and plug him into that offensive line to try and boost it up a little bit because you really do have a good thing going. the last thing you want to do is take this team to the NFC Championship last year, go on this amazing run, and then kind of fall back to mediocrity. I mean, this team, I feel like, is primed to really take a huge jump forward and continue to, move in that direction if they play it right. And I'm afraid because a lot of these guys, a lot of these key pieces in this team, Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz, you have a couple other guys on, Debo Samuel. I mean, we don't know what Debo is going to be, so I don't want to say he's a key piece. But I mean, you have other players that are key to this team's success right now that are really on their last 1 or 2 years remaining, maybe 3. So you don't want to fall back into this mediocrity and just kind of fall back into, the middle of the pack and kind of become, overlooked, because I really think that Washington can really turn it up a gear if they stay on this right path. It's all going to come down to Jayden Daniels, though. It always comes down to the quarterback. The quarterback play is going to be the determining factor on the success of your franchise. Period. End of discussion. I mean, even with the success of Saquon Barkley last year that we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles, yes, was he a major role? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm thinking Commanders. Jalen Hurts, that guy, I mean, in the Super Bowl, played his absolute best game of his career, in my opinion. And he won that game. He helped win that game. Saquon was actually kind of obsolete in the Super Bowl. So it's always through the quarterback. You can have great pieces around you, but it's always through the quarterback. Good news for the Commanders fans. I think Jayden Daniels is the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Kingsbury's going to they get a whole off season now.
Yeah.
He did tailor the offense around Daniels, so I'm sure there'll be some tweaks in there to protect him a little bit. He's running. I just don't know. Is he like our next Lamar Jackson? Lamar's through the years, he's got every tool to throw the ball very well, but Lamar's really never. I mean, that's my worry. I don't know if Lamar's ever going to win a Super Bowl. Like I've said it before, I just don't think he's a guy that is going to win a Super Bowl. They're either going to the defense is beefed up and not enough of the offense. I mean, you got Zach Ertz getting old. Wagner's getting old. Marshawn Lattimore's getting old. They got a lot of olds on that team, and I just don't know if the defense is going to be good enough to. I'm gonna put them at 10-7. I don't know if they're going to be a playoff team. I don't have enough confidence in the front, the trenches. I mean, yeah, you said it's quarterback. We look at these Super Bowl teams, man. The trenches are strong, and
the trenches wins.
They don't have a pass rush. Like they don't have anybody that really gets after the quarterback. It's not Colin Farrell. He's not. That guy's was a bust with the Raiders. So no pressure on the quarterback is a recipe for disaster. And if you can't stop the run, it's another recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, I have them going 9-8. I kind of have them in Dallas, kind of right there at the 9-8 mark. One of them will probably make it into the playoffs with my prediction. I don't know if both of them are going to make it in. Just because, like I said before, man, the NFC, we're starting to see. We saw 2 15-2 teams and 1 15-2 team in the wild card last year. And the other one was in, first place in the NFC. So it's really one of those things where it's completely up in the air. And again, these things, give or take, this is our way too early prediction. So, I mean, barring any injuries, barring any, major trades or anything else like that, I'm always going to put that disclosure out there because I'll never live down my prediction of the Jets last year. So if you want a good comedy show, go back and watch me hype up the Jets last season because boy was I wrong.
Oh man.